Hello, my name is M. Jason Graham, and this is Writing. This is Writing is brought to you by MJG Story Creation, LLC. Go to mjgstorycreation.com and get a free hour consultation. Turn your idea into an epic story today. So we continue with part 2 of our Antagonist Credible Life Plan. And if we recall, the life ambition for our antagonist is to restore the royal house to glory. So the pre-colonial glory of many years, 100 years gone by. So now we want to talk about episode obstacles. As you could imagine, remember, these are obstacles that are not really specific to character, the character itself, but just in general. So take a look at those obstacles. Actually, obstacles instead of calories. Okay, so you want to have 3 of them. One, the first obstacle is that her son doesn't want to be king. So, and that's generally everyone. So, 1, Maxwell doesn't want kingship. Okay. The second one is she has very little political power. Right? Because she's having to curry favor with the General Assembly. And in that particular case, Kwame is actually more powerful than she is. Last thing is she doesn't trust Io. And that's a general consensus, not just because it's her. Her, and I could actually, like, it's actually better put that no one wants her choice for king. And the reason why they don't want Io to be king is that it's just recently been found out, or recently been made kind of public, that Io is something other than straight. Io doesn't classify himself as gay per se, but one of his relationship with Herbert came to light. So in that particular case, no one really wants him to be king, but he is really the only choice that she has, because Maxwell doesn't want the kingship. So we talked about episode obstacles. Now let's talk about character limitations themselves. So issues that she has. Physical issue. She has high blood pressure. And I'm sure I'm missing a double S. That's what I'm missing. So she has high blood pressure. As you can imagine why. Her position is very stressful, and she doesn't really take very good care of herself. The next thing, and that's physical. Remember, you want physical, social, and psychological, just like on the character creation sheet. So I'll put a. So socially, she's derided. So the other area kings have no respect for her. Or you can put the other royal houses. Other royal houses look down on her. So that's going to make it very difficult for her to ask help from any of the royal houses. And that's a social limitation. And now psychological. And that's not. And nah. Anachronistic. Okay, so anachronistic, which is to say she lives in the past. So she spends a lot of time thinking about the good old days, looking at the pictures of when her great grandfather was king, those kinds of things, instead of kind of being focused in the now. It's not that she's not focused in the now, but she's constantly trying to recapture the former glory. And it can be very limiting because ideas that come from people, she automatically says no to them. She tends to say no to them, I'll say, because of tradition. So there you have it. 3 character limitations: high blood pressure, other royal houses look down on her, and anachronistic. Now, obviously, we can't have these character limitations put down unless we're going to use 1, 2, or all of them during the course of the story. But it's the antagonist. So I would say 1 is okay, and for it to show up at a major point. So character limitations are done. Now we move on to foil interactions. Foil interactions. So how do the foils feel about her? Let's start with King Io. King Io was manipulated into this position. He doesn't trust her. Because she discovered his secret and threatened to out him unless he took the throne. Basically. Everybody else has pretty much known about it in his close circle, and it's pretty much been kept quiet. But she discovered it, and she needs a king who can get things done, and would rather have one under her thumb. So she has enough political power within the family to tell him, because the Queen Mother is the one who suggests the king. They're the one who nominates somebody to be king. So she told him, "We need this. You're the best choice. Or this comfortable little life that you have is over." And of course it was a bluff, because she wouldn't bring her family even down further. But I mean, you can't really get lower than the lowest. So that's what's going on. So he doesn't trust her. Herbert. He is the king's lover. He has a business relationship with the Queen Mother. The Queen Mother has managed to make sure that nobody bothers him or bothers the Tunnel Boys, as it were. So they have a business arrangement. Sound familiar? Anyway, last one is Kwame. Kwame. Kwame sees her as a tool. She's someone who helps him push his agenda. She helps him get people on board with whatever proposals that he's proposing in the General Assembly. So these are the foil interactions. They're very specific, and she has got. I mean, this story is kind of interesting to tell as well, which is what you want, even though this is not the story we're telling. But yeah, she's got quite a hole to climb in order to get to here, and so as you can imagine, she will not suffer any more than she absolutely has to. So we got foil interactions, and then the last thing, of course, is sensory style. And remember, you wanna keep it you want to keep it fun for the most part. You really want to do that. So visually, we're going to be looking at traditional clothing. With modern accents. So she'll wear the dress or the tunic that a Queen Mother would wear, but she may have some nice piece of jewelry that's either been handed down or a piece that she's found herself or had made herself that gives it more of a modern touch. Maybe the earrings are more modern, or there's a brooch that's more modern, or the hat, perhaps. Um, Next is audio. And what does she sound like? And I would say she speaks in an even, commanding tone. Obviously, she knows when to use that and when not to, but the air is regal, commanding. Regal is a good word. She sounds regal. She sounds like a queen mother, and she sounds like a queen mother all the time. So even when she's in private, or even when she speaks to herself, she's speaking to herself. Her voice is in that queen's mother mode, because of how she was raised. Olfactory. And this is kind of fun, I think. She smells like palm oil with a hint of smoked fish. Which is her favorite snack, or I decided that was her favorite snack. So she smells like a mom. She has, even though she has this kind of regal, commanding presence, you still get this sense of down home from her, being the queen mother of the lowest house. Tactile. So she has a strong, measured hand. So, and that's what she looks like. That's what she feels like. Strong, measured strength. Right? So she can be womanly and she can caress, but she also has the strength of somebody who's worked a farm, that's done things with her hands as well, because she's not rich. The last thing is aura. And this one I like. So what does her energy look like? Go back to it. Regal with a hint of regal with a hint of desperation. So visually, sensory style, visually, traditional wear with modern accents. Sound, she has an even, commanding, regal voice. Olfactory, she smells like palm oil with a hint of smoked fish. Tactily, you can see her strong, measured strength. And then aura, her energy, regal with a hint of desperation. All of those paint a very clear picture of who the Queen Mother is inside and out. And it should help to inform not only the way that you write the character, of course, but also, if those things are coming across properly, your actors, and in the casting room, whoever in charge of the casting for your project, or whoever's drawing the character, we'll be able to add those things, knowing them. My name is M. Jason Graham, and this is Writing. This is Writing is brought to you by MJG Story Creation, LLC. Go to mjgstorycreation.com and get started on turning your idea into an epic story today. I'll see you next time.